I've always dreamt about living in Los Angeles, ever since I was a little girl. The booklets and folders I've read about were painted in colors of Spanish-Mexican romance, picturesque of lush greenery, palm trees, the mountains and beaches all border the valley in a majestic type of way. It was all here, and all in place, except for one major characteristic. Where was the Spanish-Mexican romance that once existed? I sought for such a reality down an old alley that defines the basis of Los Angeles, not only historically, but presently. And it's my belief that Angelinos should know the importance of these grounds, and to be able to cherish the landmarks and heritage for many generations to come. There she is, the Avila Adobe, much dilapidated all in the course of time, and the less interested in preservation. Hello? Anyone here? It was at this moment when I felt the stories that diminished with time and the promises that were never fulfilled. Reading about it is conceptual. Seeing it with your own eyes is unfeigned, which is why I was appalled to see such despair and neglect on that day. She looked very much as I expected. The overlooming atrocity and procurers left no stone unturned. I was very saddened to see it in such a condition. Once the town's culture center, now just a great heap of rubbish in an unrecognizable thoroughfare. After my visit, I closed my eyes and thought of the plaza as a Spanish-American social and commercial center. A spot of beauty as a gesture of appreciation to Mexico and Spain for our historical past. It might be well to take our Mexican population seriously and allow them to put a little of the romance and picturesque into our city, which we so freely advertise ourselves as possessing. The plaza should be converted into a social and commercial Latin American center. So I explained my concept to one who is not only a dear friend, notable publisher of the Los Angeles Times, Harry Chandler, in hopes of enlightening the minds of the community. And frankly, I found it heart-wrenching and sickening to see it in such dire straits. It's the oldest part of Los Angeles that has been forsaken and obliterated. Once the town's culture center, now a hideaway for prostitutes and street crime.
Miss Sterling, once you neglect something for long enough, a new life forms that follows.
As it did here. Quite the touristy spot since Chaplin put it on a silver screen. Unfortunately, attracting the wrong attention that's detrimental to the land and the structure. Why, it'll be a shame to see it crumble to the ground.
I agree. To know that the present negates the past and its historic province.
Who knows? Perhaps a skyway or a multi-tiered complex in the near future?
I too want to see the downtown district thrive and prosper, Miss Sterling. That of the likes of the atmosphere that you described, celebrating the history and founders with plaques and statues. But the truth is, I haven't seen any organizations, any former sole proprietors or developers take an interest in saving any of the structures on Vine Street. This story will hit home to some, and hopefully beyond.
Put this in your story, Mr. Chandler. January 10th through the 19th, 1847, the Adobe was commandeered as military headquarters by the invading North American Army under Robert Stockton. The deliverance from the defiant was to protect our sacred ground and to keep what's rightfully ours. Rest them 18 souls have perished. But deliverance shouldn't be found only in history books. A daring, unwanted approach, sure, but I'm happy that I did. It reassured me that my decision of moving from San Francisco to Los Angeles was not only ideal, but it was requisite. It took another 2 years for things to progress, but ultimately I was able to generate the support that was necessary to seize the militia. Seeing it firsthand allowed me to distinguish my conception. Needless to say, saving the Avila Adobe, along with Vine Street, was my #1 mission, even if it was a task to take on alone. I think in 100 years from now, the aura and heritage will still be amongst us on Olvera Street. The landmarks that all could be found down an old alley.